and even for the North Koreans too, there's, if you do cult studies, all right, normally you think of the Moonies or Scientologists, you know, the Branch Davidian, the Waco, Texas disaster and all that. Those are cults. And the cult literature, the cult researchers have come up with a bunch of traits that constitute what constitutes a cult, from a charismatic leader to dedication to a grand ideal to brainwashing, all sorts of stuff. And so I had 18 of these principles in my paper. North Korea checks off 16 out of 18. There's, and I teach totalitarian studies through cinema, and my understanding of human history, there's no other nation, no other culture in the history of the planet that has organized itself in such a totalitarian way. I mean, we think of Stalinism, under Stalin, communism in Russia under Stalin is totalitarian, and it was. Under Nazism, under Hitler, Maoism, Pol Pot in Cambodia, yeah, but not to the same extent. Because in Russia you had dissidents, you had people, Samizdat literature, where people could have an underground black market economy, they could have all sorts of alternative voices. You can't do that at all in North Korea. So anyway. Oh,
just give
sorry.
me one. Some of us are hard of
Is
hearing.
that,
Is it on?
It's on, just tap the
Is it
top.
on?
It should.
no, it's,
Okay,
I
might be
got it
bad.
right
Sorry.
here. Maybe this one. How's this? No, 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 it's not working.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes. You
job.
gave us this
Thank you.
great mic, but we don't have a way to recharge it.
Yeah, anyway, I'll just jack it up. Anyway, that was my bottom line. So it is going to be a very difficult kernel nut to crack, and when it does crack, God bless, it's gonna need a lot of Christian support. And so I don't know if I'm even allowed to say what missionary groups are, there's a lot of underground, there's still an underground church, but I worked with Door of Hope, smuggling stuff into communist countries back in, well, just before and after the fall of communism. But Russia would be a cakewalk compared to North Korea. If you're caught there, God bless you. Yeah.
The first North Korean to escape the prison camp
Yes.
that I know of revealed a lot of things. He was actually born in the prison camp because both of his parents were prisoners.
Right.
And he revealed that one of their principles is if someone sins against the state, 3 generations must suffer.
Still applicable, correct.
And they're either killed or punished.
Yeah.
So 2 generations after, or a generation before and a generation after, and if any of those generations sin, again, it carries on. So this is pretty effective in wiping out dissidents.
Who, do you remember the name of the person?
I don't. It was so disturbing, I dreamt about reading the book
Yeah.
for
No, and that's still going on. In
Weeks.
fact, some of the defectors and refugees that we talked about, even, I think Judy was talking, one was crying because her not her parents, they escaped, but her other relatives, they're going to the gulag just because they left. So it's a horrible situation, a dilemma, you know. Do you starve to death? Or if you go, your family's gonna be tortured and basically in prison. So there's nothing else on the planet like it. I don't think historically it's been that way. So great, unique opportunity. So your missions people, your prayer warriors, pray for those that are working here. And I'm of the opinion it's better to take a slow de-evolution rather than a total collapse would be, wow, a civil war like you can't believe, right? Pent up anger and resentment. Plus, I can go into the dynamics of the politics of it, but it's going to be a challenge. And they got chemical, biological, nuclear, like on steroids. They also have electromagnetic pulse stuff. You're safer in Texas. I would not want to be in Seattle. You know, I live up that way. And in California, because if they're masters. They're brilliant. That's one thing we got was that North Koreans, the Koreans in general, but the North Koreans are extremely brilliant people to be to do the technology that they do. In some cases, has surpassed the U.S. Think about that. And their R&D, they don't have the research and development. They have a lot of stolen secrets. They're hackers. They're like you can't believe. But there's a few of their weapons that will challenge probably some of the best that the U.S. has. So it's a scary situation.
the Mongolian Christian church. The Mongolians are allowed 30 days ways in without a particular visa for some reason.
Yeah.
Mongolian Christians have tried to go there and witness, and some of them have been poisoned on the way out, so they come back and die.
Yeah, 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 and the spy network that they have is enormous. Not so much North Koreans themselves, but there's a lot of South Korean sympathizers who become North Korean spies that are in America. I'm sure they're in Dallas or all over. And my concern was I'll probably never get the chance now to go to North Korea, but I suspect maybe at least one person that, even though they're all vetted, probably at the conference you're at, there's probably a spy. They're very well infiltrated. So,
What's the source of the prophecies? You said there's some prophecies that.
I don't know, that's Judy,
I don't know.
I don't know what those are.
We would love it to be true.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for letting us share.